Hello everyone and welcome back. So starting in this video, we will kick off the VertexCache class, and over the next, I don't know, anywhere upwards 10 plus videos, get that system in place and functioning with the terrain.
Yeah, it's kind of like that big looming class that's just been hanging over our heads for the last 30 videos. Like, it's coming.
It's only taken, I don't know, the last hour to really get Lee kind of pumped up about starting this, because it's all over the place with a lot of stuff that needs to be added in. But I think he's there now. He's tried it with the sunglasses on, sunglasses off, with yelling at the dog, with trying to watch anime. I think he's finally pumped up to the point where we can start.
Well, I did pretty much everything but hit to the fridge and pull out a hard lemonade.
Right.
But I figured if I started doing that, by the time we got through all the code that is the VertexCache,
yeah,
I probably wouldn't be able to do any more videos.
Yeah, this is true.
So we're going to do this, sober, try to roll through this so you can possibly still make that movie later. So we'll see what happens.
All right, so starting out, first thing we need to do is we need the actual VertexCache class.
Yep. No. Yeah, that's better.
That looks good.
Okay. And our obligatory cleanup. Now, I am, glad to see that a lot of people are enjoying the videos as they're being presented.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been following along with that thread, it's like on pretty much everybody but a single person has preferred the
style to continue with the way that we've been doing it.
Yeah, exactly. They like this condensed version. I kind of like it too, because just the sheer thought of me recording 10, 12 hours a day of code and then trying to have to come up with entertaining things to say.
That's why you'd have me here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, probably after 2 days I will have crushed your morale. Unintentionally, of course, but still. Crushed nonetheless.
Yeah, we'd be looking at a different game. But I think there's already Veggie Tale, so, can't do that one. All right, so let's see. We've got our class.
So we need some fields and properties.
Yep, we need some fields and properties. So let's start off with the fact that I want this to be a public static class. Now, this, once again, is going to be me changing some stuff up on the fly. Originally, the VertexCache was an instantiatable class because we had, at one point, multiple terrain systems in place. So to go along with that, I had multiple VertexCaches to drive each one of the terrain systems. Since we're no longer doing that, we only need to have one VertexCache. So not only that, I don't want to instantiate it anymore. I'm going to force it to be static, which means we only have one VertexCache for our entire terrain system. So there might be a couple of things that I'm going to have to go and fix, because a lot of the stuff was not designed around static.
Right.
So, reserving that right now. And because it's also going to affect these fields and properties that we're going to be creating. So let's start off with our first one, which will be static read-only. This will be a dictionary. And I'm going to start off with this one because this is probably the most important one out of the whole lot of them that we're going to be creating. And that is because all of our vertexes are going to live in this dictionary. This is how we're going to be able to look up all of our information. So we're going to use a vector2 as our key for our dictionary, and that key is going to reference a value that is of type vertex.
Okay.
And I will, very creatively name this vertices. So, hold on. Yeah, it's not assigned. I don't think it's going to be assigned yet. All right, so we've got that. What else are we going to need? Well, let's see. I'm going to put in a couple of privates. So, a couple of private fields that are going to keep track of our purging system. These will be an integer for our purge interval. So this is going to be how often our purging operation is going to take place. We'll have a private static statin. All right, nice. Static, and this one will be our purge limit. I'm still warming up.
Back one more time.
I'm still warming up.
There you go.
So this will be our purge limit. This is going to be the number of purge operations that it's going to do every time we hit the purge interval. Basically, how many different vertices or how many vertices are we going to be allowed to be deleted or removed from our dictionary in a single go.
Okay.
Then we'll have our static int, which will be our let's see, vertex TTL. So time to live. How long are we going to allow our vertices to live before we flag them for removal? Let's see. Along with these, we're going to need. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Do I need to keep track of size anywhere in here? I know I need spacing. I'm going to throw size in just in case I need it. If I don't, I'll pull it out. So we'll use static int size and a private static float. This will be spacing. And then we will also have one for private static float max height. Now, I also want pretty much all of these to be read-only. Well, not pretty much all of them, but all of them. So these ones will all be read-onlys. Let's see, so I've got those ones. We're going to need to hold a reference to our train generator. So we'll have another read-only. This one will be a train generator. And we'll call it train generator. Because this is what we're going to use to get our height information. So we'll have to go back and remove the call to the train generator, which I believe we're currently making in the train patch. So we'll have to revisit that and make some more modifications.
Okay.
So that will be our train generator. What else do I need? We're going to need, let's see, how about an array? This will be a static array of colors. Whoops. I'm not sure if I need this one to be read-only yet, so we'll see. And this will be elevation color. Now, let me think about this. Now, I'm going to leave this one out for now.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm going to leave it out for now is because until I show you the shader
Right.
that we use that will display that, none of the default shaders use vertex color. So it'll be pointless to put that in at this point in time. So I'll leave that one out. But it's got a really cool effect. Elevation color keeps it. We take an image that has a gradient of colors, and then we apply that gradient to our terrain based off of height, and we use that to tint all of our textures.
Gotcha.
So that was the magic trick that gave me the day glow green. So when you take a green tint to a green texture, it yields some interesting results. All right, last one I think that we're going to have to set up is going to be a private. This one will be our thread. This will be our first and only thread for this editor at the moment. Hey, Matt wanted to say hi.
Yeah.
I'm popular today. All right, so this is going to be a thread, which means we need to add threading to our system. And this will be our purge thread. And I'll leave that one for like that for now. So let's check my notes, make sure we've got all that set up. Yep, we do. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to set up as far as numbers in our config ini file. And those are going to be our purge interval, our purge limit, and our vertex time to live. So I'm going to jump over to our config ini and make a new section for our VertexCache settings. Alright, so we'll have a purge interval. Trying to remember how to spell interval. I spelled that wrong. I think, yeah. I'll get it. Interval, there we go. Interval equals 500 milliseconds, so half of a second is what we're going to set this up to. Then we'll have a purge limit. I'm going to set that to 1,000 to start with. And then we'll have our vertex time to live, and I'll set that up to 900 to start. I'm trying to remember what that works out to in seconds. Calculator, 900 divided by 60. I think it's 15. Yeah, there we go. So every 15 minutes we'll do a sweep that will pick up any of the vertices that haven't been touched in over 15 minutes. Or that's when we'll flag everything that hasn't been touched in 15 minutes.
Right.
So, and it's cumulative. So what ends up happening is every half second we will do a check. Anything in that half second that is expired gets flagged. A half second later we do it again. And so on, so on, so on, so on. So it's cascading, but from the moment you start the game, it'll be 15 minutes before the first one would ever possibly be deleted because of the time to live issue. That
Right.
doesn't mean that you can't run out of range, and we still remove vertices that are no longer needed. So let's see. We'll go ahead and save that, check for errors. We have no errors, which is a good start. And then, so that'll be it for this video, I think. Next one, I think I've got lined up setting up the constructor.
Okay. And static constructor, and we're going to take a look at get height, calculate elevation color, which I guess not, and
No,
quit.
we're going to drop that one.
Yep.
Yep.
So I said, guess not.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, with that, that is going to wrap up this video. Thanks a lot, everyone.